afternoon. Bill Taylor here, Ken's 5 Digital Center. We've got a tornado warning southwest of San Antonio, right along I-35 and in the town of Pearsall. That is the county seat for Frio County. And you can see the polygon. And as my colleague, who I respect with the utmost honor and respect, Mr. James Spann, he usually always says, he's in Birmingham, Alabama, by the way, respect the polygon. It is the truth. How's everybody doing? Hey, Emma. Yeah, hi, Annette. We do need it. Now, San Antonio, guys, I'm going to tell you, if you're in the city, you're not going to see very much out of this. We're starting to see this system go farther west and put us more on the dry side of the system. So these bands are going to start wrapping themselves closer to the center of circulation, which is moving towards the Rio Grande. I'll give you a wider view in a moment, but first you've really got to be aware of what's happening to our south and west. So what'll happen with these kind of lows and these kind of weaker tropical systems, you get what's called directional shear. Remember that the mean flow of this entire system is west. And then inside those bands, I would say, the mean flow northwest, as you can see on this imagery here. And then there's also, again, going to be some rotation associated with these cells within that mean flow. And so there's a lot of directional wind changing. And now we just saw that warning expire. It's good news. And that directional shear will produce small tornadoes. And that's what we've been seeing all morning long. Deep South Texas has had a number of them. And then early this afternoon, we had one tornado warning near Hondo. So we'll be checking on whether or not we have any reported damage from that twister. And even if it did touch the ground, remember that a lot of times if we signal rotation on radar, it could just be a funnel cloud and we've got rotation in the upper levels of that thunderstorm. We're going to issue a tornado, National Weather Service will issue the tornado warning, show you the polygon of where it's happening, where it's headed, because a tornado could be occurring or about to touch down when you see that rotation on radar. So with that said, a lot of times in this kind of an environment with these weaker systems, and most times out of anything tropical, when you have these tropical bands, you definitely have a good amount of directional shear and a good opportunity at an EF0, sometimes an EF1. It normally does not get larger or more powerful or more intense than that. These are going to be ranging from 1 to say, 100 to 150 at the most on winds with these kind of tornadoes. And so, which is plenty, right? I mean, that will do significant damage. Yeah, see, Sherry and Helotes, I don't see much happening moving forward. Yeah, East Side and Converse, Emma, really not going to expect to see much rain now as we really see this thing kind of tightening and wrapping. Now, here's what could happen. As the low starts heading into the mountainous terrain of Mexico, and let me give you that wider view so you understand what I mean. See, as it starts it's now in Mexico, essentially, now west of the Rio Grande. So what'll happen is the moisture bands will start to kind of spray outward, like dissipate this whole center of rotation. It won't get tighter. Instead, it'll kind of open itself up. The low is going to start to weaken and open up more. So that's why I can't rule out some of that rain that we see south moving a little farther north and into San Antonio this afternoon and this evening. Not to throw you off track. Hey, Lucky Lou, what happened to cloud seeding? Oh gosh, yeah, can't get into that discussion, but it still occurs from what I understand, Lucky. I really, usually there was a farm south, I want to say Pleasanton. So here's another tornado warning, Duval and McMullen counties for another 15 minutes. Very small cell there that is moving north. Let's get this on a 3-hour span so we can tighten that up a little bit. A lot of dangerous lightning associated with these thunderstorms. They're fast-moving thunderstorms because they're caught up in that spiral band that, again, sweeps off. But what you'll start seeing in San Antonio is some breaks in the clouds. As the drier air starts to pour in and we start to kind of break up this tropical moisture. And you may have noticed, like over the last few days here, even in the city, in between these downpours, what you start seeing are those lower, darker tropical clouds. You can always tell the difference when it's a tropical environment. It's always different. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Everything's great. I appreciate you. It really is, Robert. Good point. Medina Lake getting some much needed rain. Natalia, hey, Rachy. Let's see. I don't know that Natalia is going to be getting much right now. You know, we also have these flood warnings. You can see Divine, Lytle, Lacoste. I mean, it'll be on the outer fringe. Thanks, Vera. You're so kind. There's Divine. Yeah, some decent rain there right now, Jacqueline. I don't know if you're getting some of this rain. It looks to be just to the south and west of you in Divine. Hunt, Texas, nada. Yeah, Frank. Unfortunately, you know, the farther north you go, the less rain is falling with this. Astrid, how are you? Seguin, or is it Astrid? I don't know which to pronounce. Either way, love you. Thanks for watching. You're always here, and I appreciate that. Seguin, not much. Yeah, they're going to stay dry in this, you know, because again, this is wrapping and moving west. Kerrville, same thing. I don't see much finding you either. Maybe a shower. Hi, Francis, but it would not be much if it gets that far north. There's Uvalde. Hi, Sophie. God bless you. Some good rain for Uvalde will continue for the next couple of hours. You can see these bands are going to continue in from the south and west, or east, I should say. Hi, Brenda. Good to see you. Rain make a dent? A small one, Alan. I mean, keep in mind that these counties to our south and west, where a lot of this rain's falling for Crystal City, Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, this is a blessing because they've been under exceptional drought for months. I mean, we're just now fully under exceptional drought in the entire region of San Antonio and the metro. But south and west down that I-35 South corridor has been exceptional drought for a really long time. 2 inches of rain already for Diane and Lacoste. Wow, that's good rains. Rain for Universal City. Hey, Kathy. No, I'm afraid not. East Bexar County is going to stay dry. Hola, Ana. Del Rio should get some good rain. Absolutely. You're getting some moderate, not heavy, but you'll definitely get some good showers. Probably going to get a break here in about 20, 30 minutes. Oh, we did. Sorry to hear that, Marcos. I think tomorrow you're in luck. Laredo should be getting some good rain, definitely. And you can see some flooding just north of Laredo and just east of it. Number of flash flood warnings. Duval, LaSalle, into McMullen. There's a small tornado warning. That's going to be, again, another 10 minutes. Those are coming out of the Corpus Christi office, so I can't get a good read on what their thinking is moving forward. Oh, so the tornado warning was canceled in Frio County because that was in effect. They had winds at least, oh, they don't have it. Radar indicated some hail, less than 3/4 of an inch, maybe half an inch hail, half an inch diameter I'm talking about, that is. But yeah, that was the last thing in from the Weather Service on that, was the cancellation of the Frio County warning. Salutations, Marcos. Good to see you. Corpus? Yes, I would say yes. Yeah, the coast is definitely done. Next week, John, not sure yet. I think we're definitely heading into a drying pattern for, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, as early as tomorrow. I mean, we're going to start seeing some significant drying tonight. But I definitely think it'll be a new weather pattern as we get into the weekend and then start of next week. Emma, phenomenal red sky this morning. It really was that color, yeah. Again, these tropical clouds with sunrise and that good amount of moisture. Yeah, Eugene, it will. I'm afraid it will. And a good friend of mine, my neighbor, suffers with fibromyalgia. Says that it really flares up with the humidity. Unfortunately, without these cold fronts, you know, you don't really get a big change in air mass. So we keep the humidity high in the wake of these storms. I think we'll see humidity drop tonight a little bit on the western side of the system, or I should say eastern drier side of the system. So that's hopefully going to contribute to a little drop. Stranger thing. We're in the upside down, right, Cynthia? Yeah. Lots of rain in Divine. County Road 7711. Watch out for flooding, guys, especially moving farther north. I think we could start seeing some of these warnings issued farther north along the line of this rain. I mean, it would make a lot of sense. As you can still see, these bands are picking up a lot of good Gulf moisture and just pounding deep South Texas with heavy rain. Francis, a tornado warning is southern McMullen County. You can go in here south of Tilden. There it is there. Very small. In effect for another 10 minutes, or actually less now, about 5 minutes. And it's only McMullen County, only within that small little polygon. Not for SeaWorld, Rachel. Here in San Antonio, maybe some showers, nothing severe. Yeah, Michael, right? It does help you relax a little bit. It's like that, remember that old Carpenter song? Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Well, it really brings down the biorhythms, brings down the energy. I mean, you really feel you're affected, with the weather. And so when there's excessive low pressure, I think it really affects the mood. You're a little more, lethargic as a result of it. And just the opposite with high pressure. When high pressure comes in, you've got blue skies, sinking air motion, air pressure rising, air getting heavier. You get a little more energy. In fact, you ask any kinder teacher, any first grade teacher, kids get rambunctious on those days. And a lot of it has to do with the air pressure. And remember, inside or outside, air pressure is the same. It changes with altitude. So kids in the classroom get a little more rambunctious on high pressure days. Heads up, teachers. And God bless our teachers. They're all back at the schools this week. My kids are in Northside School District, and so I've got one who's actually an assistant to a teacher in her final year of education at UTSA, and then I've got a junior in high school. So they don't go into she's back working, the teacher is, today. But next Monday, Northside goes back, largest school district in the city. But a lot of districts are already back. So, say a prayer for our teachers on a great school year, to have the patience for the kids, to have the energy for the kids, to, just enjoy their jobs this year. It's been a real struggle for teachers over the last few years. So God bless you all if you're a teacher, and if you're a family member of a teacher, please send our love. So Diana's getting rain in Del Rio. Not much, Luis. I don't think San Antonio gets a whole lot more until maybe tonight. And, I think, yeah, definitely some little spin-ups, Arturo. These are small little EF0s, EF1s sometimes. Uh-oh, Eloy says barbacoa ground pits are canceled. That's not good. So when rain interrupts the making of barbacoa, that's not good. We need rain, but not that bad. Right? Dropping that knowledge. Oh, yeah. Come on, Rick. Good to see you, man. You're welcome. Hey, Kathy, I leave Hondo and it rains, right? I'm in New Mexico. Rain better still be there when I return. We'll try to hold some back for you. Some leftovers might be there for you when you get back. We'll keep them warm. All right, interested to see in the next 5 minutes what the Corpus Christi office decides to do on that tornado warning. That's coming out of that's in the Corpus Christi region of the National Weather Service. Once you get up to Atascosa County, now you're into the New Braunfels region. Hello, Melissa. Speaking of New Braunfels, look at Carol. Dry. You guys will be dry. You'll probably get some good sunshine before the day's over, and a very pleasant night. That's the thing. The air is going to feel a lot more comfortable tonight on the eastern side of the system as the air dries out and all that moisture is kind of drawn out of our atmosphere to the center of that low, which is now, again, moving into Mexico. You typically get some really nice weather. You get a sinking air motion on the outside of these storms, so hopefully we'll get some good weather tonight. It'll feel comfortable. Hi, Christine. Yes, rain, yes, right? It's so good to get this kind of rain. And, here's the thing. These kind of tropical lows are usually the best case scenario for good rain. And you can see just how much, right? Because what happens, they don't have the muscle to really move out quickly. They just meander, and then they just slowly truck across the area. And they've got plenty of Gulf moisture to work with, so those bands are still kind of moving up, tapping into that Gulf moisture. And it's hurricanes or strong tropical storms that are moving so much quicker. This low didn't even become a system. It sure looked like one once inland. It really had the classic display of a major tropical system. But it came on shore. In fact, why don't we zoom out and show you that? Weekend was good, Eric. I appreciate that. Tornado warning, Noel, is in southern McMullen County, small little corner, southeast corner of the county, well south of Tilden, very rural area that we're not too concerned with. We don't even have a town in that area. But we should see in the next 2 minutes whether or not that warning is going to be expiring or continued. And we're still watching because some of these bands, you know, the ones that are now moving out of Pearsall, right in here. See how that exploded over Pearsall right there? And that was a tornado warning. So we have to watch this band that's currently in Frio County, heading up towards Medina County, which already had a tornado warning about 2 hours ago. And so we'll see if some of these bands start misbehaving. We'll be here for you. Again, a lot of flash flooding down I-35. Any travel interest in that direction, please be aware. All right, so let's zoom out. And why don't we do this? Why don't we just show from its inception almost. We'll go back 48 hours and watch this thing start, okay? So you see the rain bands coming in Saturday night. And now look at that. And see the center, look at that. Really impressive. That first band goes through Sunday for San Antonio. Now you see this other band coming up today, early this morning. Then some good rain mid-morning. Wow, that looked good. All right, so let's get to the current picture and take a look at just how much rain across the area. I'll get a good view about that spot there. Alita, tired of watering. Keep it nice and pretty. I'm so glad for the rain. Yeah, amen. Mother Nature is doing her part on the watering today. This is her watering day. Let's flatten that view. And let's get the rain, 48-hour rain. Oh, yeah, look at this. Okay, close to Pearsall. Here's southern Frio County with 5.5. Here's McMullen County. Watch this, 14.8 inches. Wow. South of there, 11.8. That's impressive. Southern McMullen County, 7.5. Karnes County, 2.5. Medina County, 1.5. So you can just see what happens here. But wow. Talk about impressive. Probably not, Javot. I don't think we get much more. Nina, it just doesn't look like we'll see much. Hey, Tasha, no. It's going to be a drier weather pattern for us now. Sure hope we get more. It'll be a little while. Brutal summer, Richard. Hottest summer ever recorded. May, hottest temperatures ever recorded in San Antonio. June, hottest ever recorded in San Antonio. July, hottest ever recorded in San Antonio. What August should produce, it would be the 4th month in a row, but you know what really threw the average off was yesterday. For the first time since Memorial Day, I mean 3rd week of May, we were in the 80s. The high yesterday was 88. 88. So that's going to throw the average way off, and we'll see if that means we don't have the hottest August on record and break the 3-month streak or stop the 3-month run. Oliver Twist, can we have some more, please? You're being kind, right? We just pray for more. Me too, Annette. So sad what's happening up there. I haven't seen it in a few minutes, but the last time I looked, it was like 11% full on Medina Lake. That is tragic. That is tragic. All right, back to live radar. Flash flood warning for Cotulla. Does the real hot summer we had mean we're going to have a real cold winter? Good question, Don Lucero. Good to see you. Hope all is well with you. You know, here it doesn't mean it will. Let me start there. There's really no cause and effect relationship between the hottest summer causing the coldest winter. However, with that said, there have been a number of hottest summers followed by coldest winters, okay? There's really no rhyme to reason on it. I mean, there are La Nina, El Nino patterns, but we're expected to stay in a La Nina through winter, which means mild and dry, typically, okay? We were in a La Nina winter when we had the February storm. okay, the big ice storm. But remember, that was just 1 week out of what was a relatively mild winter. But with that, La Nina pattern expected to continue, we should see a milder winter. So even though it's been a hotter summer, because when we did the research, and it was several years ago, about 5 years ago, we looked back at several hottest summer events in years, and in those same years, they were followed by the coldest winters. Because I was thinking, would the opposite be true? Would, with so much heat, would it cause the winters to be more mild? And just the opposite on several occasions. So, great question. David, is there any pigweed in the air? Had the craving for a ham sandwich? No, actually, molds were it, and the count came down. The mold count went nuts on Friday, was it? It was like 13,000. It's been in the thousands ever since, but today was like 1,200, which was still heavy, or 2,000, I think, but down significantly from the weekend. Significantly. No, Raymond, this will all stay way south of Tyler or Dallas. Are we expecting an active storm season? We are, Gerona. Now that we're into mid-August, specifically, literally today, pushing forward, the next 4 weeks are typically the highest on average amount of storms. In a hurricane season, these next 4 weeks are when you see the most storms, historically. It's when everything is cooking. But with that said, the fronts will start moving south, hopefully late September, but definitely by October. And once you get that first cold front to the Texas coast, that really helps steer storms east. And so even if a storm gets into the Gulf, once we start getting cold fronts, those storms really like to take a right turn. Louisiana is about as far west as they usually get after you start getting cold fronts. So the tornado warning allowed to expire. Very good news on that storm in McMullen County. About 2.5 counties south of us was where that was. So no concerns right now on anything tornadic, just flooding. Lots of flooding down to the south. Flash flood warnings continue for a good region of South Texas. I mean, take a look at how much. I mean, it's astonishing how much rain has fallen there. About a foot of water is what's come out of the skies in deep South Texas. So I just want to take the radar off so you can understand. Look at all the warnings. You can see the lightning, of course, but look at all those 1, 2, 3, 4 flash flood warnings covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counties. 5 counties worth of severe flooding. Okay, back to the radar. Ready for the first cold? Me too, Christine. It has been a brutal summer. Sing the Gilligan's Island theme song. Is that like a challenge? So sit right back and you hear the tale of a faithful trip. Faithful? That started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. Remember how they would cut to the effects were so funny. I was watching when I was a kid, and you'd see, Gilligan holding onto the wheel and the skipper, and then that little ship, the like wide shot, and it was like, a toy boat with a rock next to it with a hole in the side. If you really look at it. Now, the back end, if somebody can sing the back end of that song, I'm really impressed. That's the tougher one. So I think rain chances tonight for San Antonio, definitely west of here. Rain will continue for the next few hours. What I'm going to do is leave this radar image up here on the Facebook Live feed for you guys. No, Brady, I'm so sorry. Kerrville is out. It's just not going to get that far north. The only hope, and this is even for San Antonio rain, is that as the system begins to open up, as the low hits the mountainous terrain, which is now going to start happening, of Mexico, it starts to open that low pressure center up. And so that means the bands of moisture kind of spread out a little bit more. It's a long shot. Because see what happens when that low is mature and tight, all the bands are trying to wrap themselves around the center, trying to get as close as they can to the center of that low pressure. A little serenade, Angie. Come on. Thanks, Elizabeth. Susan was singing along. See, it's just such a catchy. I mean, I grew up on. That's why I'm in TV. I probably saw every Brady Bunch episode at least 10 times. Okay, every one of them. Pork chops and apple sauce. He was just here last Monday bowling for Salvation Army, Christopher Knight. But I did not miss the Brady Bunch. You're either Brady Bunch or Partridge Family. I mean, I watched a couple Partridge, but I was all about Brady Bunch. I think El Paso's had more rain. I know, right, Sandra? No, you might be right, and I'm not even kidding. That's an interesting number to look into because typically they get like 4 or 5 inches of rain a year there all the time. We've literally had 5 to 6 inches of rain all year in San Antonio this year. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, it's a good one. Might, Sarah, and see, it's that moisture to the south, you know. But keep in mind that a lot of this is diurnal. Once we get to nightfall, we're going to lose some of this, okay? Because the daytime heating really helps generate a lot of these heavier showers. Thanks, Maria. Yeah, I love Gilligan's Island. Just need a bowl of cereal with that. Sarah's reliving it, man. That's awesome. You were both, Tessie, Partridge, and Brady, see? Okay, there were the rare few that were both. I was all Brady. And I was Gilligan's Island. I also liked Addams Family. I used to love watching Addams Family, too. Big TV kid. I was a latchkey kid. I was an only child. And so Mom and Dad both worked. Growing up in New Jersey, I'd get home and, you know, I wouldn't do my homework. Of course not. I'd watch TV. And then when they got home, I got homework to do. Yeah. Do homework? No, I'm about to go do it. Good afternoon, Donna. Active duty in El Paso. Talks about it frequently. Oh, I bet. Well, God bless your son in El Paso. Appreciate him serving the country I love, Sandra. Please send him our blessings. Right, Tasha? Yeah, really cool dude. He's like a producer now, and they did that Brady makeover show on HGTV, I think. Few sprinkles in the 3-0. Thank you, Elizabeth. 1-8. I'm not sure where that is. I'm sorry. I don't know it by zip code, Noah. Hey, Amy. Dark Shadows. That's a good one, too. Yeah, I remember that show. I didn't watch it too much, but I just remember it being there. No, thank you, Sandra. I know being the mom of an active duty member, probably not easy either. I always thank spouses and parents of active duty as well. Hola, hola, hola. Lucy Morales. Good to see you. ¿Cómo estás? Barnabas. I don't know that one, Gina. I'm thinking of Barnabas that was with Paul in the Bible. I don't know anything for S.A., New Braunfels, Seguin, Diane. No, no, and no. I think maybe San Antonio, but once you move to New Braunfels and Seguin, it's very unlikely you get any more rain there. You know, maybe a isolated shower drifts in your direction, but primarily speaking, everything's moving west. You know, we're going to be on the dry side of the storm. It's in the Alamo hysteria. Alamo Ranch, probably a shower or two, Christina. Alamo Heights, thank you. I thought that was 09. But in the area, I guess. Anyway, not much. I just don't think, Noah, that we see much, you know, break off and into the city moving forward. Oh, Anna, my pleasure. Thank you. It's really, I love serving the city I love. All my girls were born here. I love it. Oh, Barnabas was from Dark Shadows. Okay. Barnaby Jones? Yes, Elizabeth, of course. I loved Barnaby Jones, too. Yep. And Good Times? Oh, man. I loved Good Times. Okay. We're going to go get things updated. I want to look at the afternoon model runs and well, why don't we look at them together? We can do that. Okay? So, models. See how good they're initializing. First one up is the HRRR. HRRR. Rapid refresh is what those R's stand for. And we're going to look now at what we expect to see tonight. Uh-oh. We got to change our data time here. So today's Monday. We're going to go to Sunday. Any possibility storm south spin up to SA? Very unlikely, Grace, but it could happen. Howdy, Cece. What's happening? I think as the storm, and that's what we're taking a look at now, as the storm drifts farther west, yeah, see a couple of sprinkles, but then look how fast everything dissipates quick at nightfall. Look at that. So you can see that if you're in Del Rio, if you're in Eagle Pass, anything on the Rio Grande gets good heavy rain through 10 o'clock tonight. So we're going to watch for the flood threat to continue west there. But the rain could be ending quick enough in the metro to avoid flood threats here. Certainly the bet in San Antonio. I'm just thinking about Frio, Medina, Uvalde, Bandera, Real. Some of those counties might get some isolated flooding. But the way this radar picture looks, it won't be enough rain to cause flooding because, boy, the showers just die at nightfall. Now let's switch models, get our second opinion here. I like the IBM, does a really good job. So that was the HER. Now the IBM 4 kilometers initializing okay. Doesn't have the heavy rain to the south. So when I say that, in case you've never heard me explain it, we want to look at this first image compared to live radar. So when you see it now, there's that image, right? Let's go to live radar and see how well it matches up. That's what we call initializing. So see, the heaviest rain is due south of San Antonio, just some light, moderate rain across the hill country, right? Just the opposite, and it's got all the southern counties dry. So the IBM is kind of missing this one. Moving forward, we don't have a whole lot of confidence, but it does match up with the Rio Grande rain through about 10 o'clock, as well as matching up with keeping the city metro dry through tonight. There's a couple residual showers popping tomorrow afternoon. Okay, we'll take it. I know, right? Patrick, this doesn't look good. Hey, JC, Tasha, thoughts on the outlook for fall, winter, considering how quiet the tropics? Well, this now, Tasha, will be for the next 4 weeks what we could see as the most, let me switch this back real quick, active part of hurricane season. And since La Nina is still in place, we should expect to see a decent amount of tropical activity in the next 4 weeks. As long as we lose that Saharan dust, that's what's been killing a lot of any tropical waves from forming. A lot of dry air out there, a lot of dust in the Atlantic. It won't help produce much in the form of anything tropical. La Nina being in place in the fall and winter months means we stay dry, we stay mild. That's typically what happens in a La Nina. And so all the forecasts for La Nina are in place for that to continue. What's up, Nate Ryan? Just walked into the building. Nate Ryan's in the building, y'all. He'll be at sports tonight. I'm sure talking some Cowboys. All right, guys, I'm going to leave this going for you just to keep you updated on what happens with these flood warnings to the south. We can hopefully start dropping some of these as the rain starts letting up down there, but still a lot of heavy rain, and still in those thunderstorms that you see 2 to 3 counties south of San Antonio, we're still going to run the threat of these small spin-up tornadoes. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. Of course, you'll see it live here on the feed, but I'll also be updating on Ken's 5 on the bottom of the screen. We'll keep a crawl going there as well. Love y'all. God bless you. We'll see you in an hour on First at 4.
Check, 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 check. I don't know. It's a robbery, perp walk. Robbery, perp walk. I don't have any details other than it's just a perp walk.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Well, the mic is on and we're ready. Whenever they do bring them out, if you want to dive some questions.
Okay. Yeah, these are all, it's gotta be those two. Did you get them arresting that guy this morning?
Sí.
best video. Yeah.
Well, we do want
Like,
to,
I want
but
my-
after.
Yeah, but we're on 6
they're gonna go there? Same on this side, did you?
Huh?
Which side did you stand? They're gonna go that way?
I'm ready for the cameras.
Hey,
What
you're
is it,
close up,
Nathan?
right?
Right?
Age? Sid?
They'll give that one.
Okay, okay.
5 more minutes?
Oh.
That was 10 minutes.
I know.
When you put the camera on, that's when it goes on. Right?
Never fails.
Never fails.
We're heading down. Well, we're on our way down. This will be wearing a great t-shirt. It's gonna go to black one.
That one right there.
There we go.
Nathan, what do you have to say to these families
took from. Do you have anything to say to these families? Have any reason why you did that? Sorry, is that you? Okay.
What's up, Mike? You good? Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Washington Moscoso, Washington, Moscoso, Moscoso, Police Media Services. Today, just before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, officers were dispatched to the 100 block of Holtz for a robbery in progress. When officers arrived, the victim told the officers that his white Chevy Express work truck had just been taken at gunpoint. The victim gave the officers a description of his van as well as the suspect. Officers began searching the area for the van and or the suspect, and the van was found abandoned on the 500 block of North San Gabriel. Officers from our Central, West, Street Crimes Unit, Eagle, and K9 set up a quadrant immediately, and the suspect was apprehended within an hour of being called out. And that was due to the good work and communication between all the different units. The suspect was apprehended and taken brought here to the robbery offices, where he confessed, full confession to this robbery and another robbery where he was a suspect from yesterday. The suspect will be booked on 2 counts of aggravated robbery, and the weapon was recovered at the scene of apprehension. I just wanted to thank the hard work from our Central Daylight officers, our West Daylight officers, our Street Crimes Unit, our K9 unit, and our Eagle unit for their quick response in apprehending this criminal, taking him off the streets today.
Can you talk about what other robberies that he is accused of, or he had?
So he admitted to another robbery yesterday that took place at the 2100 block of South Zarzamora.
Okay. Is he related to the robberies this weekend at the taco stand and the food truck?
He's being looked at for those, but right now those are open investigations that we can't confirm whether he is or not.
Can you tell us a little bit about the other robbery at Zarzamora?
I don't have information on that one. I know it happened yesterday at a convenience store. Same weapon, same description of the weapon, same description of the suspect, and he had a very distinct backpack that was at the crime scene yesterday and also on the crime today. And that backpack was recovered today.
And you were able to track, connect the two from the weapon and the backpack?
And the backpack, and then he confessed to both of them.
Did he give any reason why he did this crime?
I did not get that information, sir.
Is he suspected of any other crimes?
He's being looked at for other robberies and other crimes, but right now we just have him on these 2.
Do you know if he has any history or any priors?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to give you his name. Nathan Flores, date of birth is 6/24/93. He's a 29-year-old, and I don't know what his criminal history is, but I do have his SID number for you.
You in Spanish?
Esta tarde, a las 1 de la tarde, oficiales fueron llamados para un robo en el lot 100 de Holtz. La víctima dijo que su troca de trabajo fue robado a punto de pistola. Cuando oficiales llegaron, la víctima le dio descripción de la troca y del sospechoso. Oficiales fueron y buscaron la área y encontraron la camioneta estacionado en el 500 bloque de North San Gabriel.